talking about his update on his Achilles recovery. Roll it.
Roll.
Obviously, we're ahead of schedule. There's a lot of factors to that. There's the way I've attacked the rehab. There's obviously the surgery that Dr. Elitrosh did. There's the rehab that I've done, and kind of the round-the-clock approach that I've had. And then just the power of the mind and the power of the manifestation of the desires. All those things together still doesn't get you back on the field. But that's the goal. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to put a timetable on it.
The manifestation. It is I'm manifesting it. I believe in it. Golfers do it. They stand in front of the ball. They close their eyes. Jason Day, you're envisioning exactly what you want it to do. You're going to do this. The ball's going to do this. He is. People say speaking it into existence and all this stuff. He's manifesting it. Here's the one thing I will say. You tell me this is wrong, okay? Look, obviously, I'm not a doctor. I come from a long line of others, but I'm not a doctor. But here's what I will say. He thinks he's coming back, doesn't he? Right? You listen to him talk. That is a man who thinks he's coming back.
I think he either thinks he's coming back or he thinks this helps the team. It motivates them and galvanizes them. I don't have a problem with him doing it. It's not something that I believe in, but I think that's why they have a 0.3 chance, is because that's the chances of him recovering faster than anybody in the history of the. And so, nothing is completely impossible. Everything's impossible until someone does it. Maybe he's going to be the first person to recover from Achilles tear at this rate, but. You put all that aside, you still need to win a bunch more games between now and then. As well or as okay as Zach Wilson has been playing, I still don't feel like this team is going to put them in a position that adding Aaron Rodgers at week, 14, 15, that's going to make a difference.
Who has a less than 0.3%? I'm just curious. I mean, just by being in the NFL, don't you have a 0.3% chance of making it to the Super Bowl? Swagoo, talk to me. What do you think?
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to come back for the season, G. But I do think that the Jets could be potential playoff contenders. Not Super Bowl, but playoff contenders. And I think, look, the brand of football that they got to play is the one we mad at the Dallas Cowboys for playing. Yeah. And maybe you can't do it in the AFC against the opponents that you got to face going forward. But the fact that this team is 3-3 right now, I wouldn't have thought that, be honest with you. Wouldn't have thought they would be 3-3 at this point. So they may find a way to creep in there. Remember a few years ago, guys, when we saw Pittsburgh get into the playoffs? Yeah. And we were like, how in the hell did that happen? Like, it could be one of those situations with this defense, because I'm telling you now, they are the absolute truth on that side of the ball. And maybe Zach Wilson can make a few plays a game to keep it in reach where that defense can take hold. But playoff contenders potentially, but Aaron Rodgers coming back and making a run to the Super Bowl, I put that thing at 0.1.
Oh, there you go. There are 9 teams.
Look,
9 teams with a
Send that to Aaron.
0.2 chance.
I want someone to tell Aaron that they're giving us a 0.3% chance. That'll get him back. He'll come back tomorrow when he sees that. He'll be that man. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, they clearly have a chance, because if you look at the playoff standings right now, the teams that are on the outside looking in, Indy, Houston, and the Jets. Yeah. Vegas. Like, it's not impossible.
No, it's not.
Super Bowl, no chance. But to eke into the playoffs, you've seen crazier things happen.
Final word.
Oh, their defense has got to get 4 turnovers a game, because that's the only way they're going to win. And the problem is that's not sustainable, right? It's not even about Zach. It's can that defense continue to do that? We all said it. If the Eagles run the ball and punt it, that's a different game. That's a lot to ask of your defense week in and week out. You have a semi-good, they get 2 turnovers, you ain't winning. So you get 4 turnovers, that's fantastic. But the Aaron Rodgers thing, I love the hope that you have. I'm a fan of it.
How many turnovers did they have in their third one? Because I know in that first one they had a tremendous amount of 4
and a touchdown.
That's going to be hard to
That was the Buffalo game, and then this one, you're talking about the Denver game, in which they didn't have those, but that was against Denver, and that's a whole other thing.
Okay. Who probably has a 2.2% chance.
They're one of the 9.
But that's 22, not 2.2, by the way. We got a 22% chance. For certain are going to hit. These are the ones that, if you look at the odds, feel awfully tasty. And at number 5, we start with Aiden Hutchinson. He's 10-1 to win Defensive Player of the Year. He is right now the best pass rusher on the best defense in the NFC, and they're going to continue to stack up numbers. He's going to continue to stack up sacks. He is the 4th shortest odds on the board. Myles Garrett might be the favorite, but I think he's a very interesting pick. Bijan Robinson to win Rookie of the Year is 6-1. He's behind C.J. Stroud. He's behind Puka Nacua. Stroud has been magnificent, and right now, obviously, he's the overwhelming favorite. But I think rookie quarterbacks are likelier to hit a wall than rookie running backs. I think that Bijan will pile up more and more big numbers. At 6-1, I love him. At number 3, I love the Bengals to win the AFC at 13-1. They're currently tied with Cleveland for the 6th shortest odds. Clearly, right now, you wouldn't pick Cincinnati to win the AFC Championship, but would you pick against Joe Burrow? This is a guy who's gone to Buffalo and won in the playoffs. He's gone to Kansas City and won in the playoffs. I don't think being on the road is going to scare him. You're going to like number 2. Robert Saleh is 15-1 to win Coach of the Year this year. 5th shortest odds amongst all the coaches. I'm telling you right now, if the Jets make the playoffs without Aaron Rodgers, I think there is a much better than a 0.3% chance that he gets serious consideration for that award. That's not a bad number at 15-1. But then the one I love the most, number 1, Jared Goff is 18-1 to win MVP. Now, you just mark my words. When the season is over, he will be the starting quarterback on the team with the best record in the NFL. If you look at their schedule the rest of the way, they're going to win 14 games this year. And if you want this bet, you better jump on it right now. He was 22-1 yesterday. Then we started talking about him. Now that we've done this, he's going to be 15-1 by tomorrow. I'm telling you right now, Jared Goff for MVP, I think, is a tasty pick at 18-1.
It's hard to argue with the logic behind the fact that the reason why that pick is tasty. However, as we all know, MVP is a narrative award, and the story around Jared Goff is not Jared Goff is carrying this team. Jared Goff is the most valuable player. Whether it's true or not, which I would disagree with anyone who argues that he is the most valuable player to this team. I understand the stats behind it, the number 1 team. Maybe he gets it. I think it's more likely that Dan Campbell gets Coach of the Year and they give MVP to someone else.
Because if Jared Goff is your MVP pick, then Dan Campbell's a Coach of the Year. So that's why I feel like
both can happen.
But I'm saying he thought Robert Saleh would be.
I think if the Jets make the playoffs this year, Saleh gets serious consideration for the award, as he will deserve. But how about Jared Goff? Jared Goff is, for a person who was the first overall pick in the NFL draft, he gets less attention than any other player you could possibly imagine.
Consider he was sent to Detroit. He was just discarded and said, "We can't win with you."
Right.
And Jared Goff is the reason that we look at the Detroit Lions and think, yeah, they're a contender.
What do you think, Jeffrey?
Absolutely. Yeah, listen, he took the Rams to the Super Bowl. I love that people act like he can't. I mean, can he get you to somewhere? Absolutely. And he is playing his best football right now. You're watching what he
did take the Rams to the Super Bowl, and then the Rams stapled picks to him to get him out of town, and then got a quarterback that could win them a Super Bowl. I'm not saying that this is negative on Jared Goff. I'm saying it's hard to convince people who are going to vote for him that he's the reason why they're winning.
There's nothing better than a comeback story, and he is that. Swaggo, give me a final word. Go.
Can he win the MVP? Yes. Will he? No. Because I think the first point that was made was the narrative award. The narrative award, man. Like, and we all know, like, they have an upper echelon of names that they gonna sift through first before they get to Jared Goff, regardless of the numbers and the amount of touchdowns. If he does win it, these numbers are going to be astronomical. He's going to have to blow everybody out of the water in order to win the MVP. But Jared Goff is the reason right now that the Detroit Lions are having this type of success because of how he's playing and, more importantly, how he's leading. Remember, this is a young cast of characters around Jared Goff on offense.
Let's have this conversation again when they win their 14th. Jessica Mendoza back by popular demand after Kyle Schwarbering that one into the jack. That's it. But we start with the pick.
Here we go. Sat him down number 1. Hey, Dawson Knox. Buffalo Bills. Talk about physicality. Watch him catch this dude. Hey, is it 2-8? That's a little man. Put him down. Put him down. You got to. He's steering him like a car. I'm gonna finish you. Dump his head. That was a 12-yard block. 12-yard. Hey, go ahead and get the first down on my back. No worries, Dawson Knox. Carrying dudes in the back. You gotta love when you play with physicality. Buffalo needs it. Hey, whoa. We don't call no holding on sat him down, bro. There's no such thing as a hold. It's dumping them down. One pancake from my man Dawson Knox. Big time play. Number 2, we're going Elijah Wilkins. Watch this screen right here. Now watch this. Comes somebody. Bang! Oh! The chin music. I want you to watch the list. It's called a flipper. Get some. Receive it, my little man. You got to love when he gets out in the open space trying to get, oh no. That thing right here. Chin strap up, mouthpiece knocked out. It doesn't get any prettier than that right there. And there's nothing better when you're running out there and you see the linebacker look the wrong way and then he catches you. His eyes are like saucers. Get some of that. That's what I gotta love. That's number 2 pancake. Number 3, you got watch this right here. You gotta love. Oh, word! No. Off the screen. You catch him. You take him. Who's holding him right now? That's the DB holding onto his back. Please, God, don't dump me. Oh, he did it anyway. He's trying to hug him in his ear. Don't dump me. Don't dump me. Oh, you dumped me. You got me right there. Drove him 15 yards, almost in the end zone. I gotta love when my little dudes get after others.
Okay, there's nothing better than the pancakes, except that we have a special edition. Go ahead. Here we go. Jessica, once again. This time we've changed around the blocking. Dominique will throw the pitch, and here we go. How? Give me one more. Give me one more. How? Yeah!
The third one's done.
She's 3
So good.
That was the greatest softball player in history, and she's whacking pancakes around our studio. All right, as we continue, is Mike McCarthy's offense too conservative? Wait till you hear Jerry's critique of a questionable coaching decision. All that and more. And we need a mop. Stat.
Over here, look. We made it to the far window.